Hi, everyone. Here we are, rocking out. Come on, rock out with us. Look, everybody, look. I have my Hope Hicks eyebrows on.
Oh,
LALIT did not notice. I tried to get them even. What do you think? I worked long and hard on these eyebrows.
I didn't look. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Well,
I would have I would have put them on too if you'd have told me.
I just at the last minute, I thought, oh, I have to do this. Oh, but I couldn't get them very big. I tried.
That's a good one.
Oh gosh, here we are. We've got a couple people in the room. Good. I was going to say good morning. Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, Oceanside. Good morning, Henderson.
My YouTube channel still says upcoming. It doesn't say live.
Well, it is live for sure. Hi, Glenda. Bora Bora, thank you so much for being here and helping us do the right thing. Not have any. Jen, you're Glenda and Jen. You weren't here when I showed off my Hope Hicks eyebrows. You were late to the game. I just wanted you to see them.
Glenda and Jen, hi.
Here's Jen. Hello, beautiful people with eyebrows. Love and to all of you. She didn't write eyebrows, but I'm into eyebrows right this minute. How has everyone been? Here's Karina Grace, Pegasus Spirit, my beautiful member from Australia.
From Australia.
Yes. Thank you. Down under. So good to see you. Whoops. I have headsets that go down my back and then they slip. But so Karina's in Australia. Jen, Glenda, Bora Bora. Here, Coach Ellen is Wisconsin. Where's everyone else? And there's Mary Thornberry. I was thinking Thornburg, like the book, that exotic book. And Jen says, I love your clarity cards. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting me. Glenda, Alberta, Canada. We are so international. OMG. So we've got Ontario, Canada. Where's it? Ohio. And I just have to push this in with Jen. They truly speak to me, and my grandson keeps asking to look at them. God bless you. Oh, I love that. Julie M says, hi, wise teachers. Oh, thank you very much. What can you tell me about my chart? What I'm going to do, Julie, is hide you and then star you. There. Did I miss anyone? Jan, Karina, Coach Ellen, Karen M. Love, love, love. So I'll star that. We might be doing some political questions today because my Hope Hicks eyebrows demand it. But I've got a few people in. How was everyone's week? Did it follow LALIT's predictions? Remember the predictions from last Friday was buckle up. Buckle up. It was pretty profound for me. I was actually able to witness a medium that brought tears to my eyes. And she gave a reading to a friend of mine, and I was able to witness this, and I have never felt that close to heaven. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. Okay, Karina, I've got you. Yes, buckle up. Karina says, yes, buckle up. That's for sure. Julie says, yesterday was rough. Did you find that to be true? You said you couldn't sleep last night, right, Lily?
Yeah, no. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to show the energies going on right now. So as soon as everybody checks in,
Coach Ellen is here.
Ellen.
With a birthday, so we got to get to her for sure. Hi, Cat Mama. So glad to see you. You know what I'd like to do first while we're waiting for some other people to come in is that there was a MSNBC news correspondent that I lost my wiglet over when she was reporting on the protests. Now, I've been a long time protest doer and supporter of peaceful gatherings, but I did want to share with you all this one point that has really gotten under my skin. And I'm going to share it with you right now. It's a piece of footage. And then at the end, I'm going to lose my wiglet again. So here it is. Everyone buckle up.
Hey, Ryan. Students today are telling me that they're extremely disturbed by what they saw transpire last night, that they felt the response was disproportionate, even if not surprising. Students described seeing many of their classmates get arrested, even students who had nothing to do with what happened in Hamilton Hall, but who were shouting at the NYPD or trying to protest around the streets surrounding Columbia or on the Morningside campus, which is right behind me here. And in some ways, they have seen this as traumatizing. That's a word that has come up several times going back.
It's only come up through her reporting. I was yelling at my TV the night it happened. Now, she was always saying traumatized. She would look up and say, see those kids in that window up there? They're traumatized by this. What they were was students looking down at the action about history being made. They weren't traumatized. Anybody who thinks a protester is traumatized misses the point. I don't care what you're protesting for. See, my wiglet's getting going. As long as it's peaceful, it's cool. And I'm a little agnostic with the situation. I'm a little puzzled why they are fighting themselves in the protest instead of fighting the big picture. And then also a lot of them are for Trump, but they don't understand that Trump is just like Bibi, right? Netanyahu. Anyway, back to my point. When a person goes to diligent work at making their, standing, their critical thinking, when they are there to protest, calling them traumatized is disrespectful to those protesters, disrespectful in the hugest way. When I was in my day, I felt so empowered. I felt righteous. I felt not alone. It was a big movement. There was momentum. And I never was traumatized. What did happen, what separated my experience from theirs, is that with every time I went out, whenever the men in blue and riot gear came out, I went home. And 300 protesters, 300 young adults went home and left 200 or so to fight for something. But I do know that after the riot gear comes out, that your message is lost, completely lost. So, and a lot of times with protesters, some troublemakers will come in, and which is true. They came in, they lost the point. But then the next day, they had the faculty come out and link arms for something. I don't know what it was, but the point I'm trying to make is please do not ever think that a young person using their critical thinking and moving forward in history is traumatized. That is one of their finest hours in their short 19 years of living. Don't take that away from them. Don't minimize their efforts. And so this gal, her name is Antonia Hilton, NBC News correspondent. If you're listening, which I'm sure everybody there is, in NBC is listening to me, but I would love to talk to you about how to respect protesters. If you're going to report on it, get it right. Get it right. The protesters were completely prepared. They didn't bring their Rolexes. They didn't bring their teddy bears. They brought snacks like nuts. They kept quiet. They were peaceful. They sang songs. And this was not a traumatizing moment for them. I'm just saying. So whenever you hear someone disrespecting a protester by saying, they're so broken after this, make sure that you correct the situation. I appreciate this time with you, and I will I will stop now. So, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Karina says we haven't been shown this side of Australia. That we're getting is what that is over half of the protesters are not affected with the universities. Mushroom media, I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds like fake media or something. I don't know. The thing is that universities is where you go. Colleges are where you go to start separating fact from fiction, to find out where you are, who you are at soul level, and who you want to be. And when you make a move like this, it's part of our democracy. And I'm glad it wasn't forecasted or shouted out in Australia. It's democracy. It's how we do it.
Did you see the beautiful comment that Jen wrote you at 6:06 about your tarot cards?
You're trying to get me off the
little boy. No. It's just so beautiful.
Are you trying to calm me down? Okay,
She has a 7-year-old grandson.
Yeah.
And he told his teacher about the cards.
Oh no. Okay. This is calming me down now. 7-year-old, and told his teacher all about his grandma's new tarot deck. And the teacher sent me a message saying he even told his art teacher about how beautiful they were. Oh my gosh. How exciting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is nice. Thank you. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. You've healed me. Okay. So here we go. Oh, yes, I agree, Julie. Okay. The news should be unbiased instead of having this poor woman so traumatized. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. She's so. Yeah. Everybody. And so Karina says we are being shown the news from a different angle. And I got to tell you, it's, of course you are. So many times I go online or go on YouTube, and there's all these advisors, psychic advisors from a different country narrating our politics. It's kind of interesting. So, good evening, McGrill. Thank you for coming. We are waiting for you to start. So, all right. So, LALIT has her intro.
Let's dive into the energies of the week. There are 3 key words that we're going to talk about. They are the main energies that everyone has been feeling. And speaking of the news, it's remarkable when you look at the news that you see each event is an expression of the energies that we're feeling in Mars, Venus, and Pluto. So here's a quick look at, this is today's chart. And I'm just going to talk about Mars, Pluto, and Venus for a little bit. So let's click over to the, we're going to look at the rulerships. Now, I'm sending people this little attachment when you get your free chart from me. And it's really important when you learn about astrology to understand the basic language. So Mars is the ruler of Aries, and you're looking at it circled in red. Mars has just entered the sign of Aries, which is its ruling sign. So you can imagine when a planet enters its ruling sign, the energy is doubled because it's at home there. And it's like if you're getting a tsunami in the ocean, one wave comes along, another wave that has the same shape piles on top of it, and then it's twice as high. And that's how tsunamis form. The waves have to be meshed so that they have the same frequency. And if they have the same frequency, they double up in power. And Mars in Aries have the same frequency, so it doubles up the power of Mars. Now, Mars doesn't really need doubling up because it's the planet of energetic action, of initiative, of can be impulsive on the negative side, but it's very vital and powerful. You know, the gladiator sign. And it does have the male body parts as its glyph because it is a masculine, forceful type energy. Now, at the same time that Mars entered Aries, Venus changed sign and entered its home territory. They're circled in green. So Venus entered Taurus. And this is the feminine body. And in the news, we've had lots of talking about the feminine body and the ownership of that. Taurus has to do with possessions, and it is reactive, a feminine side. And it does have to do with stability and pleasurable things. And it has to do with abundance. And it rules the second house, which is values, your values and ownership of things that are important to you, like your own human body if you're a female. And it's just amazing how the news has just been so covered with these items of between the trial going on in New York with the lurid, I mean, some of the sexual details are so crazy and things that would never have been spoken or heard years ago. You can't imagine hearing news like that. You know, if Obama were president in that day, we never heard any news of that sort. And it's kind of shocking, some of it. And throw Pluto into the mix. Pluto, I've circled in gray up here at the top. It's not in its home sign, but it's in the sign of Uranus, melding the energy of Uranus along with Pluto. In Aquarius, we've been talking about that for a long time. And, you know, that's universality, brotherhood, higher aspirations, but it's very dramatic change and unexpected changes that are happening. With Pluto adding with Uranus, it's a real tower moment in society. So that's the sign of the Great Awakening, that we're experiencing this energy. Now, Pluto is not in its home sign, but there's something very special happened with Pluto. It has just gone stationary retrograde. Remember last week we talked about Mercury retrograde, and we talked about how a planet will be moving forward slowly, and then it grinds to a halt, and then it starts moving backwards. That has just happened to Pluto. And so when a planet is stationary, especially a big planet, I mean, a powerful outer planet. It's there. It's very slow moving. So when it's stationary, it magnifies the power again. So we have these three powerhouse planets of Pluto and Mars and Venus, all being like on steroids and magnified to the highest extent. They're super powerful energies. And Pluto is transformation, transformative things. It does govern underworlds on its negative side, like underworld mafia sort of activities we're hearing about in the trial, extortion and things that are kept secret and hidden, and all of the things we're hearing about in the news are dealing with Mars, Venus, and Pluto. Every news story is falling in one of those categories. And of course, the demonstrations and et cetera, and the social protests, these are all things evocative of this energy. Well, it's become it was very intensely felt. I mean, I think everyone has felt something changed this week. And the scientists knew that there was a little bit of solar activity building up, but what happened is yesterday and last night, the Earth got hit by a very major geomagnetic storm. And so the magnetic poles and the electrical magnetic energy that circulates around the Earth was strongly hit by this solar activity that entered our sphere. Now, Karina's safer than the rest of us because she's in Australia, because it hit more in the north because the Earth is now tilted. We're heading into summer, so on our axis, the northern part of the Earth is more tilted toward the sun. So the northern latitudes are getting hit a little harder than you lucky person, Karina, down there. But everyone in Earth is feeling this energy of Mars, Venus, and Pluto as a very extreme energetic change. And so it will affect you in, let's say, your endocrine system, so your hormonal levels, and it's a stressor on the body. So we talked last week about insomnia and nervousness, and I mentioned the thing about the Paul McKenna video on insomnia. So I did put a link that's in my channel. I finally this week figured out how to get my channel running on this live stream, so it's running simultaneously. And in the description in my part, I entered a link to that hypnosis for helping with insomnia problems. It's a very beautiful video, and it tape, and it really helps you cumulatively over time. The more you use it, the more you get a more restful, healing sleep. I think that some people who don't do like I do, which I have premium on YouTube so that I don't see any ads. And I think that if you don't have the premium service, there might be some interruption on these tapes, which would be really hard to deal with. I can't really speak to that. And I put another link to a Suzanne Giesemann guided meditation that she produced that's called Journey of Remembrance. And I'm going to tell you why I put that in, because it's really important that you take care of yourself in this period of time. This is something, Jupiter and Uranus are conjunct also still, and it's a whole new 14-year cycle with Pluto, Mars, and Venus all being so powerful right now. You need to be really grounded because there's a lot of energy and nervous energy, and you need to be grounding yourself. So one simple step you can take to help you feel more grounded is to, if you have lucky to have land around your house where you can go out barefoot, you need to if you can put your feet on the grass or the ground. You have to take off your shoes. You have to be barefoot for this to work. And do some deep breathing and meditation with your feet on the ground. If you don't have the ability to get your feet on the ground, you can go to a park, where there's grassy area, and it's so helpful for you. You can also use water to release negative ions and energy from your body. So you could do it in the shower, or you could take a bath, add some magnesium, up some salts, or baking soda, some salts in the water that can help you discharge negative energy, because you need to be keep yourself calm. And I really would recommend the Journey of Remembrance for you, because it is so beautiful. It's like taking a wonderful soul journey. And it talks about the 7 sacred qualities that each of us have, that we're born with, because we're born as light. We are light beings that have incarnated onto the earth, and it's so dense here and so difficult for light beings to make this adjustment. And so if you do these little exercises, the Journey of Remembrance focuses on 7 spiritual qualities that every being on earth, as we come from the light being realm, has these qualities. And I really love to do this meditation in something that I've added to it, is to take the 7 qualities correspond to the 7 chakras. So as each part of the body is mentioned, it relates to the chakra energy of that quality, so that you end up balancing your energies and getting rid of blocks, and just it makes you feel so healthy. But I was going to talk about all of how I do that meditation, but why don't I put that off till next week, after you've had a chance to just listen to it and enjoy it. I think you will really find this Journey of Remembrance to be so beautiful, and it's so inspirational, and it's so helpful in all areas of life. So let's talk a little bit about the energies also that we haven't spoken about yet. Here is today. So I circled Pluto down at the bottom. We've got Pluto circled in a maroon color. Notice it's in 2 degrees of Aquarius. It is going backwards, and it actually will be going backwards until October 11th, a long period. So this is meaning that if you have anything in a fixed sign around the beginning from 0 to 4 degrees of the fixed signs, this would be Aquarius and its opposite Leo, Scorpio and its opposite Taurus. If you have anything from 0 to 4 degrees, you are going to really feel this more than other people, but everyone is going to be experiencing this. And there are some setbacks that are happening that are affecting and like in America, we know what some of these setbacks and delays are, but there will be a release from that starting at the end of the year. In October, it will be released from that. We're still undergoing the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, which is beginning the whole new cycle for a 14-year period. And it's very unsettling. Let's say this whole period here is feeling like you're walking on quicksand or something like that, or earthquake under your feet, and things are unsettling and changing rapidly. And it is the nature of the Great Awakening that we're going through. And it is a period that people have to make very important choices that will determine their future, the future of their life in a major, major way. So you see that here we have Mars circled in red. It's at the very beginning of Aries, and Venus is circled, and it's at the beginning of Taurus. Now, the other thing that's happening is the moon is moving through. Right now, it's very close to, I'm putting a little arrow to the moon. It's very close to Saturn. This is today at this time, 6 o'clock. The moon has just passed a conjunction with Saturn. That is a little bit of negative emotions involved here because it's in the sign of Pisces, and this could be some feelings of anxiety or fearfulness and dark, maybe foreboding thoughts that you might have. It's not a good thing for optimism. It's like negative emotions or some arguing with people with Mars and Pluto involved in the middle, something a little bit depressing today. Now, the good news is the moon moves very quickly. It goes about a degree every couple of hours. So it'll be gone from this position very quickly. So we're going to look at how it's going to hit all week, because the next thing the moon hits is Neptune. This is going to be really good I think most people here have intuitive talents, and this is a wonderful thing for intuitive talents, for your inspiration and your dream state. You can be making your plans for the new moon coming up. Ask for guidance about what your new direction, because this new moon that's happening in a few days is going to be a big one. It's a super moon in Taurus. We talked about Taurus. The second house is abundance and accumulation of goods and beautiful things, and the things that you really value. They don't have to be objects. It could be, for me, I want to get my website going, and that's mine. And everybody is going to be thinking about what are the really important things you want to take care of, big things that can be very important to you, whatever it is, and start setting your intentions. And also in your dream work, this is a good time for that. So it will be hitting Neptune tomorrow at approximately 12:30 in the afternoon Pacific time. Mars is close by, so that is tempered by a lot of energy. So this is good for psychic energy. Very good for psychic energy. Now, if you have children, they might be little ones might be a little bit hard to control. So this would be a day that's hard for teachers that are, kindergarten teachers. The class is one of those days that everyone's going crazy. So don't fly off the handle. Don't get lost in negative emotions. Don't watch too much of the news, and guard against rash acts that you might regret. And it's going to be moon will be conjunct Mars exactly on the 4th tomorrow at in the evening Pacific time, about 7:25 p.m. So if you're in the East Coast, 10:30 at night. Karina, I can never keep it straight. I think it's a 10-hour difference from Greenwich, but I think you know how to make that conversion for Australia. That always confuses me because we change days and everything. So I don't want to say the wrong thing. So then this would be a good time if you happen to be a lucky person that has really passionate love affair with someone. This would be a wonderful time for that. But if there's a little bit of dangerous, intense, passionate feelings going on here, so beware. Now the moon is going to be conjunct Mercury next. That's the next one that it hits. Moon hits Mercury. If you are working on automatic writing or mediumship, this is wonderful time for you. And this will be Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 11 p.m. Pacific time. And this is a really good time for people who have healing gifts, healing talent in their hands. and healing energy. It's next to Chiron. So this is a wonderful time for doing healing. Also, and that journey of remembrance tape that I linked on my website, on my YouTube channel, does have that power in it also. So listening to that at that time would be very, very healing for you. And so next up, we have the moon entering, leaves Aries and enters Taurus on the 6th. And the moon is much happier in Taurus than it is in Aries. In Aries, the moon energy, which is a water sign, and the fire, they kind of combine to make steam, sometimes hot-headedness and emotions that are a little out of control and impulsive. Negative emotions can happen, but the moon is very happy in Taurus, ruled by Venus, because the qualities are very similar. They're feminine and emotional. And so the moon is a little bit more, it's stronger. It's very strong in Taurus, and it will be conjunct Venus in Taurus on May 7th in the morning at 7 a.m. So this is a good time for romantic pursuits and relationships of all types. And we're approaching the new moon at the 7th, the same day, but the new moon occurs in the evening, about 8:22 p.m. I just calculated this myself because I lost my ephemera somewhere in my house, moving things around, and so I think it's pretty exact. 8:22 p.m. Pacific, and it occurs in 18 degrees, 2 minutes. Now, notice that this lunation, which is a supermoon, means it's very powerful because it's so close to this Earth. It's going to be larger. And it's occurring here in Taurus. It's going to be 18 degrees by the time it gets over there. The sun will have moved to sun and moon at 18, really close to Uranus. This is a powerful, powerful time of transformation. And you can really have major breakthroughs in your life, and be thinking very carefully about your goals, because the changes you make at this time it can be enduring and long lasting. Powerful, powerful changes occurring. So that, I think the 7th is Tuesday. Am I correct? I believe it is, but that's really something you should look toward. I do have on YouTube channel a moon meditation that uses, actually, in this background sound is the actual sound of the moon, that the moon emits, the vibration that the moon emits. And there's a little meditation there using that music. So remember, you are a spiritual being here having an earthly experience. So be careful at this time, be careful of your diet, what you eat, and get a little bit of exercise, meditation. You need to work on balance. Be aware of your breathing and do the chakra balancing. Watch your emotional levels and not too much news. And speaking of news, we'll just take a quick peek at how these aspects that we're just talking about now would affect someone by the name of Donald. He's got Pluto going retrograde in the 6th house. And Mars in the 8th house of death. 6 is health. And let's see, let me, so you see Pluto is right here. Let me make a little mark on it. I'm pointing to Pluto in the 6th house, right here where I'm drawing a little sign. This is together with Mars in the 8th house of death and transformation. I think Mr. Trump is going to be experiencing a very rapid decline in his vitality and health level and cognitive abilities. Very severe. We've noticed some changes, and it's going to accelerate. So that is not good news for him. The moon and Saturn today are in the 7th house. This is relationships. What the biggest relationship he had with his assistants in the White House was probably Hope Hicks. Since today, right at the time they were having she was testifying, was this moon and Saturn together. He has both a fatherly feeling toward her, like, well, you know, I mentioned like he does toward Ivanka, not super wonderful, but it was very, very painful, very painful. And I think that her testimony is going to have a big effect on the outcome of the trial, because she really sort of put the nail in the coffin there. And that was a big one. He's got Jupiter and Uranus at the top. And Jupiter is moving away faster. Jupiter is heading away and leaving Uranus up there. This is a cataclysmic fall from grace in the career field. So things are going to start falling apart quickly for Mr. Donald. And it's not good in the career. It looks like a real catastrophic change and a decline in vitality and health and basically there. So I remember we have that insomnia tape and the meditation over on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear some feedback from you about those things. And maybe next week we can add in the chakra meditation with the colors of the chakras and everything that you can use in conjunction with that to make it extra powerful. I think you'll have really happy results. So this is a big week. We're really getting bombarded because we're still in the throes of those eclipses that we had, which are going to be effective for the whole year. You know, so this is like the biggest transformational time for humanity in thousands and thousands of years. So if it seems crazy to you, it is. You're right. It's a very, very unusual set of circumstances, and life is changing very rapidly, and it's speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've got
Karina.
Yeah, we've got Karina saying yes, thanks, LALIT. And Dennis, of course, says he's on a seafood diet. It's like me. And then Celtic Seer came in and said, right
Celtic
on.
Seer. Hi, Celtic Seer.
And she agrees with you. So that's awesome.
Celtic Seer. Good to hear. I haven't seen you in a long, long, long time. Blessings to you, sweetie.
So glad you're here. So one of the things we wanted to do tonight. Oh, wait. What is LALIT's YouTube channel name? It's we've had
At Astrology Vibrations. I have a little card. Let me just write it.
I'll just write it here.
So you go at Astrology Vibrations and you'll get there. So that channel has been defunct. I have done nothing on it since last year. So it's not coming up in searches. So I need help. Go over there and click a like, because if people will go there and look at it, then it will make a huge change in my life. So I hope that you would do that for me. I haven't put any new videos up for the longest time because I needed to work toward getting a website and get some things, do a better job than I was doing. I learned a lot, and I learned so much from Debra about YouTube. You know, how to, it's a learning curve, and there are so many things to learn. And Debra has helped me so much. So this is the first one that we got actually working as a synchronous live stream. And I'm going to be posting things there, but I wasn't so proud of the things I did because I felt I could do a much better job. So I've been working hard in that area. I'm going to produce some really good videos and make a website with lessons on how to work with your own chart, and free video lessons on astrology. And, you know, I'm going to put up some more in-depth things about politics and etc.
So I have something quick to say to you. If you want to straighten out that learning curve, all you need are Hope Hicks eyebrows. Put those on and you'll be a star.
On Zoom, they have the eyebrow thing that you can have. And I did that once while I was in the waiting room and I couldn't get it off, and my piano student was saying, your eyebrows don't move. You move your head and your eyebrows stay there.
I love that.
And it took me like a month to figure out how to cancel that.
So funny. So we would like to give away. Glenda says she likes my eyebrows. Thank you. I tried to get them even in honor of Hope Hicks. So we want to, LALIT wants to give away something tonight. And I have the giveaway tool from
next week.
Oh, I thought that's why we got the StreamYard giveaway tool up.
Well,
you want next week? That's fine.
Yeah, I'd like to do it next week because I need a little bit of time on my website this week.
Okay. Okay. I misunderstood. So I'm going to go back up to the start. So Julie M, after calling us wise, of course you're going to be the first. What can you tell me about my chart?
Well, it just happens that while Deborah was talking, I put your chart up. That's your chart, Julie M. And now I did not ask. I always ask people's permission, and I didn't ask you. So we'll cover up some details there. And if you want to give me permission, I'll show the whole thing. Because I always ask before I show any birth data. You might not want to do that. So this is showing your horoscope on the inner part, the inner wheel. And I'm going to ping around it. I can show you this is where your birth chart is located. And the transits of today at this moment are on the outside. So we were talking about Saturn and the moon being together today.
She said that, I'm sorry to interrupt, but she said that was okay to make it large, to make it larger or smaller or whatever, so everyone sees the wheel.
Okay, see the whole wheel. All right. So Saturn and the moon are together today, and Saturn is transiting your second house. The second house is the house of money. It's showing a lot of strain and stress in financial area. And this is something that you can make some changes at the coming new moon would be this. It's a second house area for this new moon that we're having on the 7th. You could do some of your meditations on abundance in that area with good results. And another area of change is Jupiter and Uranus together in Taurus, and that is your 4th house on top of your natal Mars. So there's some kind of shakeups in your housing, or maybe with your, I don't know if your mom, do you have a mom, Julie? If you have a mom, this could be some difficulty, like, for example, having to go to assisted living or something of that nature, but some big changes for you in the housing area and family life.
Lily, she said Mama is deceased.
Mama is deceased. Okay. Did you have any particular question you wanted to ask, Julie? I mean, those are areas of transformation for you where you need to focus your energy a lot in the abundance area.
So how does she focus her energy in? So that's a slang that we all use. Focus your energy on that. What does focusing her energy on money look like?
Well, first of all, if you focus on lacking money, you will have lack of money. So what you need to do is to be expressing gratitude in your heart for all of the many blessings that you do have, and feeling gratitude for the things that you have so much. The journey of remembrance has a very good part of it is on gratitude. And the gratitude part is in the heart center. So you immerse yourself in a feeling of gratitude, and you constantly practice it as you're going. Even if you're in the car and you're going somewhere and you get a green light, you say, oh, I'm so grateful I have this beautiful green light, and that was wonderful. And these small things can be good too, but it doesn't have to be things that you're grateful for, although they can help trigger your feeling of gratitude. It's actually a spiritual state of being that's very peaceful and joyous, and it stimulates your heart center. And when you are in that feeling of gratitude, then abundance can materialize for you, because what you put out is what you get back. So if you're putting out feelings that you are so happy and grateful for the things you have, the universe gives you more. So that you want to be in that state of mind and cultivate gratitude. And you could make yourself, I remember that Oprah had a thing where she was write down 6 things a day. Well, I don't think you have to, the number of things you're grateful for is not really important, but if you do have a gratitude journal, that's helpful. And if you have things in your life that really stimulate your heart, like I always mention this, I have my 2 kitties that I love so much. Just petting them and loving them, it just makes me feel, I'm so grateful to have them. And if I'm having a bad day about something, that just gets me right into the zone. So whatever it is that you are really, it could be, Jen was talking about your grandson, I believe, with the tarot cards. If it's your grandson or something that really zing the strings of your heart, what it is that rings your bell, ring your bell. Then you focus on that, and then you can visualize the things that we had a little thing that we did in this session about visualization, and you can visualize the thing that you want, and then in all detail. But don't feel that you don't have it. You feel that you have it and it's present, and you're grateful for this wonderful thing, and you send it off in the pink balloon. You don't feel attachment to it, because it's a wonderful blessing that is already yours in your vortex. Something happened to me one day last year. I got in my car and I said, I'm going to stay in the vortex all day. You know what Abraham Hicks talks as the vortex. I'm going to really focus on the vortex. And I had to go somewhere to an address that I'd never been to. And when I got there, I took a picture of it. The street that I had to go to was Vortex Avenue. And I was because I'm going to stay in the vortex, and I had to go to that street. I took a picture of the street sign to remind I'm going to get that picture out of my photo album. It's the most amazing. I got over it so I could get a good angle on it, because it was something I had to remember. I got to stay in the vortex, and there I have to go to the street named that. It was so strange.
I love that.
I have the picture to remind myself about that moment, because it was a moment that I really was centered. And when I look at that picture, I kind of recapture it. So there could be any triggers that you have in your life. Julie, you say 3 things that I'm grateful for before you go to sleep. Yes, that is beautiful.
That is good.
Keep it going during the day.
I think what I might be wrong, but Oprah Winfrey, write down. It's like morning pages by that lady that taught us all how to do art. But it's just that if you do something tangible every day, it doesn't have to be 6, but it's like, oh, now's the time. I have to remember. It just reminds you. Now, we do have a special lady in the house, Coach Ellen. It's her birthday today. Any insights? Do you have Coach Ellen's
Well,
chart? Did you have a chart done?
No, I don't think. I don't remember the name Ellen, but I don't focus on names so much. Did I do your chart, Coach Ellen? I don't remember.
Well, I can tell you that. Let's see. And by the way, there's another person here that wants insight, and I asked her if she had sent her information to you, because LALIT does do free charts. So every time you come back on Friday, you can track what she is saying with the chart.
I'm all caught up for all of the requests. I've done them all. So if you made a request and didn't get the chart, I've searched and searched diligently. I don't have any more names of anybody. So it meant I didn't get it. So if you made a request and didn't get a chart, you need to send it to me again. And my email is Astrology Vibrations, just like my YouTube channel, Astrology Vibrations with an S, plural, Astrology Vibrations. My little card is over there. I could rewrite it at gmail.com.
I've got it right here in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so today is your birthday, but I need more data than that.
I don't. I can tell you what's going on, my friend. So you have an energy of a master number today, which is the master number 11. So that's the energy that's around you. That's almost like it comes up often. It's just the day. Today is special, though, because of your birthday. I'm not saying it comes up often, but when master numbers enter, it's like you have a tingly thing, right? And it's like it feels like heaven's a little closer. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. We all are enduring next week is going to be a 9 week, number 9 energy week, which means endings. Now this means universally, everybody's going to be endings. So we're going to see it just like what you were just saying, Lily. You're going to find that in your own life, and you're going to see it in that people in public life. It's just a way to release. And if you do have a hard time releasing, because right off the top of my head, I can't remember what life path number you are, then it could be a little tough. But for the most part, I think people know when it's right to let go, give it to someone else, or donate it, or go ahead and release it to the earth, all of that stuff. Let me do your cards here. The first card out is the Magician. You can't get better than this. The Magician is a major card, and he will stay with you. And what it is, the message is you have everything you need for success. So this is like Lily was saying, manifesting. This year is good for manifesting, mediumship, all of that stuff. Spirit is here to say you have everything you need to do that. So dabble in that. It does look like an older woman, beautiful, loving older woman will be assisting you. This card to me came in upright. So this is a living person. And also another, an older man. So the difference between the two, the older man is like, these are the wands. So he's really busy all the time and might be even a little fractious, but cute, but very nice, generous. And the Queen of Cups is all about warmth and making sure your emotions are good. So it looks like you're around some really awesome people. And here we are with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups usually means collaboration or togetherness, partnership with a loved one, because we think cups and emotion. So it could very well be a deepening of your relationship. That could very well be, or finding someone new. But I like to interpret this as well as is collaborating with something you love to do. And when you do that, it's like magic. I also have the High Priestess. These are really wonderful cards. The High Priestess is showing you that she really is up there. In fact, if you did, according to what LALIT was just saying, if you did want to dabble in mediumship, this is this week and next week, it's time to just if you feel weird about it, don't worry about it. Just read a book, read a good book about it or something. Allow it, because there's going to be something in there. The High Priestess promises something in that information that will stick with you and help you in your life. So happy birthday, my dear.
It's a good time for automatic writing.
Yes. Try that. Mary is so funny. She wrote this earlier. She goes, Mars, Venus, and Pluto.
Oh my! Oh, I love that, Mary. That ties right in with the good witch Glinda that we had last week. A continuation of that.
That's right. I love that.
That is awesome.
Jen said, this is so interesting. Thank you, helping us understand. We've got Susan loves to plan.
Oh boy, you're two fixed signs that are getting bombarded really hard right now, both of you. So
she was
patience.
She was saying she's struggling with a situation. She's a caregiver for her husband. Her husband's young, and I feel like I'm in limbo. And last 6 years, will I ever have a sense of myself and freedom again? Yes, absolutely, you will. And we all have cycles. I know it's easier for me to say than you to take into your heart, but we have 9-year cycles in numerology, and we all have that cycle that just sucks. And like every year doesn't get, you have that anticipation at New Year's saying a new year, something grace is going to happen. And then as you motorboat on, it just doesn't. It's like there's a hitch. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. It's just something that if you can trust that you were the one that wrote this along with your husband prior to incarnating. I know that sounds lame when you're in the thick of it, but I promise you there is a way out there, and you're heading for it. The worst is over, it feels like to me, because you're on the 6th year. So I'm not saying it's going to take 9 years. See, this is where I get into trouble with timing. Don't think about timing. So God bless you, and send your information. Susan loves to plan. I love that name. To LALIT, and she will craft a wonderful packet with your chart and then what it's going to be right now. Am I saying that right? I'm selling you right now.
And transits for the future and interpretation.
Right. Interpretations. It's a very generous package. But the main thing is that you can bring that to our Friday evenings here, and then look at your chart and see what she's explaining online, and that's what we'd like to do is to definitely hold you with great love, Susan, who loves to plan. And I'd like everyone here to just take a moment and send her some beautiful hearts and love. And we all at one time of our life or another go through a cycle like this. And you are not alone. We are here for you. And we want to God bless you. God bless you.
Bless you, Susan.
Mm-hmm. So,
Send you love.
yeah. Yeah. And I'm just gonna go and find our yeah.
Come out, wherever you are.
So so that's our little LALIT when she's not on YouTube. That's what she looks like in real life.
That's definitely.
And she said, come out, we'll guide you the way. The way. God bless you. And so I forgot to land this plane. I'm supposed to land it now. So I hope to see you next week. And I'm dancing us off the stage. Love you.